Doctors in America. We've got some calls. Let's start with Jimmy in Virginia. Hello, Jimmy. You're talking to Hugh Hewitt on the Universe After Show. Hey, Jimmy.
Remind folks that private schools are going to suffer worse than public schools in this shutdown of schools because of the coronavirus. And, a lot of those are religiously sponsored. Just
Yes,
want to
they are.
encourage everybody to, at this time, if they've got the resources to help out churches that are shut down and schools that are shut down, to write a check if you can. And, if you don't have a school of your own that you want to support, Tennessee Avenue Christian Academy in Bristol, Tennessee is a school that my granddaughter's involved with. And, everybody probably knows somebody that is in a religious school that's really going to be hurting. If you, like I said, if you don't have one that you want to give to that comes to your mind, just write a check to TABC, send it to 104 Cypress Street, Bristol, Tennessee, 37620. If you don't want to do a check, you want to do it direct, just call 423-989-4325, and they'll tell you how to do that.
I am very glad you called, Jimmy. The message specifically for your daughter's school and generally, you're right about religious institutions are hammered. They haven't got the government backing them up. They need people to step up. Thank you, Jimmy. Doug in Ohio. Hello, Doug. Hello, Doug. In Ohio. I think I'm talking to Dennis in Utah instead. Hello, Dennis. Hello, Dennis.
Good morning. Good morning, Hugh. I'm not done. We were talking yesterday, and
you're breaking up on me, Dennis.
Well, maybe I'll call back.
The doctor's not going to be in for long, but you might try back. All right. You there again?
I'm still here.
That's what happens.
Only because
you're coming in and out, Dennis. You must be driving. Are you driving somewhere?
No, I'm in the basement. Bunkered down in a basement.
Oh, basement call. Oh, Dennis. A basement call. They're the worst. It's like the basement tapes of the band. Okay. You're coming through. Go ahead and make your point.
Well,
Dennis, we're giving up on you, my friend. You got to get a new basement. Doug in Ohio. Go ahead, Doug. You're back.
Yeah, I'm calling on the landline this time. How are you, Hugh?
Perfect. Good.
Yes, I have a question for Tom Holland, the historian, not the actor. A question I'd appreciate you posing to him, which is that, here's the form, is Christianity a victim of its own success? In the sense that it so thoroughly transformed the world, Jesus Christ's revolution so thoroughly transformed the world that the change is now taken for granted. We assume that everybody's good. We hear the cliches all the time.
That is my interview with Tom is in the can. It's done. I'll have him back.
Yeah,
we do cover that. We cover the fact that the Enlightenment only came about because of the Christian idea of learning and science, and that the Enlightenment turned on Christianity and began to question the miraculous, and the German school especially. But we cover that, and the answer is we are a victim of our own success, but that doesn't mean we stop telling the truth and making our truth claims, right?
Right, absolutely. And I might add that I'm not sure if you're familiar with the book, but as I listened to your interview yesterday, I guess it was, with him, with Professor Holland, or no, he's not a professor, he's too good for that.
Huh.
There was a book by Rodney Stark, who was a sociology professor at University
Baylor,
of Washington.
right?
Yes, he's now at Baylor. He retired from UW, and he wrote, I think in 1996, The Rise of Christianity. And basically in this book, he uses tools of his social science, and I'm an economist, so I don't ordinarily cite sociologists, but he uses sociological tools to fill in the gaps of the history of early Christianity and why it took hold. It wasn't because Emperor Constantine ordered it, or there was some miraculous mass conversion. There was a steady, though very rapid, exponential growth, about 40% growth in the Christian population. And he starts from there and then teases out the reasons: the better treatment of women, the caring for people during plagues. He mentions the tale of Galen, the physician,
Yep.
who at the time of a plague just disappeared into Asia Minor. They didn't have a religion that would give them any reason to help the poor. So that's
The abandonment of children. He points that out in his book. I think you'll love Dominion, my friend. I think you will love it. Thank you, Doug.
I've ordered it.
Yeah, and as an economist, that's very open-minded of you. Ty in San Antonio, the doctor is in, Ty.
Hi, Doc. I have a quick question for you from a medical perspective and maybe a little hindsight looking back. There's been a lot of opinion guys that have trying to make the point that Donald Trump has blood on his hands from not answering to all of this quicker. I mean, was there an opportunity for him to address this quicker? If so,
I believe that the fundamental error in the American response was in testing, and that the testing error is on the CDC. And the CDC, I asked Dr. Fauci about this directly. No one is at fault. It was a technical glitch. I do not know what that means. The New York Times has done a lot of reporting on this, on what happened at the CDC. But what happened there would have happened to President Obama, would have happened to President Bush, would have happened to any president dealing with this kind of a pandemic, which is asymptomatic.
Okay.
So it is not.
So
Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm just repeating what Dr. Fauci told me verbatim.
I understand.
It's nobody's fault.
And a lot of conversation that we're trying to get behind is, as Americans and people that care, is us coming together. And I believe that that's really the elixir to what ails us, is people coming together. And when people like Chuck Todd say that,
Stop.
Donald
We're
Trump
not.
has blood on
I'm not doing that.
No,
I'm not
don't
doing
run
that.
from me.
I'm not
Don't
picking.
run from me.
Drop. I'm not picking on people. He posed the question in the alternative, and so I'm not picking on you, Meech. I'm not doing that. I'm just not going to do it. It's not good for you. Not good for the country. It's not fair. And I appeal to my center-right audience. Don't invest yourself in hating on journalists you don't like. Don't do it. I have booted questions myself. Yamich's question, Acosta's question may or may not have been good, but that's not where. Just try and raise the dialogue. Try and raise it. Thanks, friends. That's it for the Doctor's In. No other calls. I will be back tomorrow with. Maybe I'll do it Thursday, because tomorrow we gotta do a post tape. So Thursday the doctor will be in. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Generalissimo. Talk to you tomorrow on the next Hugh Hewitt Show.